What's going on, YouTube? We'll show you guys the mobile death crane. It is ready to operate. I finally got this thing secured up. I had a little trouble. I wish that the pivot points would have been, further back up here on the trailer so that I would be able to secure it with a chain better. Because as you can tell, that chain that's holding it from coming back this way is almost even with the hinges there, and I had to let it down and tighten that chain up and then winch it back up pretty good. But I've got a snatch block hanging up there on it. See where I welded the receiver hitch in there? I've got it's not tall enough to get it rigged like I really wanted it, so I just had to go with this right here. That's going to be a little bit aggravating, but like I say, this is a one-time use deal, when I get these poles up. So it should work. The blue line I marked on there is 11 foot from this end here, 9 foot from the other. So it's 1 foot off center, but it leaves 2 foot hanging over on one end. Doing it that way, it seems to work out perfect. I can pick it up about 6 inches off the ground with the pole standing straight up and down vertical. I'll show you here. My winch battery's about dead. I had to get that charged up, but anyway, you can see how that works there. It should work just fine to get these poles put up, stuck in the ground over here. It's beginning of day 4 on the shop build here. The mobile death crane seems to be working just fine. I haven't got any filming done. We've been working 12-hour days. I got my dad to come over and help me. This is pretty much a 2-person job here. The way this is working is I'm picking up the pole here from the stack and driving forward and backing over there to the hole, and he's guiding me backwards above the hole. And when I get above the hole, I get out of the truck and come back here and let the winch down, and then he guides it in the hole till we set it down, and then I go back there and help him, and we get the pole up with some braces on it. I'll show you how we're doing this here. I really don't have a whole lot of time to do filming on this as we're doing it. It's in the wide open sun and hot as anything. But what we're doing is basically digging a square hole like that right there for the post, and that's got to be dug out some more, but I'm digging 42 inches down from that string line right there, and then I'm pouring a bag of Sakrete in the bottom of it and letting that sit, so you got a level surface down in there. It's usually 4 to 6 inches of Sakrete, depending on how big the hole is. It makes a level surface so that you can bump the bottom of your pole around and get it lined up with your line, and it also gives the post a wider bearing surface in the soil so it don't sink down. So that's what we're doing. After we get that step done, we line the post up on the string, and then put Sakrete around them and whatnot like that. And it's 42 inches, the hole's 42 inches deep, about 4 to 6 inches of Sakrete. Then the post goes in, and then I'm putting about 1.5 feet of concrete, you can see right there, and then the rest will be filled up with concrete whenever the concrete is poured. So we've got up 21 of them at this point out of 24. I did make a screw up here on one of my measurements. You're supposed to measure from the outside of your outside corner to the center of your first post, and then from there on you measure from the outside to the inside of your next post will give you centers, you know, because outside to inside is center. But your first post, you got to go outside to center. And being in a hurry and not thinking clearly due to the heat, pulled from the outside to the inside on the first post, which made the post 2 3/4 inches off from where it should have been. I caught it. I wasn't able to move the post, but I caught it and measured from the outside of that post to the center of this post at the right spacing. So this post is off, so which in turn I had to put that post down there off in order to make my trusses level this way. And there's a beam that mounts on that post down there. The post that goes here where that dirt's at, and then right here that beam goes across there, and so that beam has brackets welded on it, so it made them off on this post. So all these posts will be notched on the right side of me here, except for 2 of these posts will be notched on the left side. But I can make that work out. It's not real critical of the post spacing the way it is. As long as the building is square, the posts are plumb, and the trusses are directly across. So if I'm off on this post, that post has to be moved over to make it in line with this one. But as long as that's done, it doesn't matter if these posts were, you know, 6 foot or they could be even 7 foot. It doesn't really matter because all the boards have to be cut anyway. But I'm only off a couple of inches. That truss will just be spaced a couple of inches different. But it doesn't matter, you'll never know it. Anyway, so that's what we got going on here. Like I say, we like 3 poles to go. Then I've got to shoot everything with a transit again. I've done that one time when I started on the form there, and I measured up from it. It should still be right, but I'm going to double check it again before I cut all my notches, cut my poles off, and cut the notches on top of the poles. So that leads to the next thing of getting the trusses set afterwards, and I'm not sure when that's going to take place. Just have to see how things goes. I found some doggone termites has done found my 2x6s over here, so I've got to get that issue taken care of. I thought I had them stacked on treated posts there, but you can see they made them a little mud trail right up the side of that treated post, and they got in my dang 2x6s here. Started eating on them. You see right there. And which one of them was it? One of them was real bad. May have been that one. Anyway, I'm not sure what I did with the, here it is right here. I'm not sure what I did with it. I think, yeah, that's it. You can see where they nibbled on that one there pretty good. So I hope they haven't got in my trusses that got stacked over here. We'll find that out later today. But I need to go ahead and get this stacked up lumber up on the building. These trusses up off the ground if they're not already eat up. This stuff's been laid out here. The trusses have been here a year and a half, and this lumber here has been here a year, covered up. They evidently got some moisture in it, and the termites found it. They've been having a little feast. Oh, one more thing. I'm wearing this shirt here for Steve Robb. He's from up in Canada. For those of you who don't know who he is, he's up in Canada, and he does YouTube channel reviews. He has a little trouble remembering where everybody's from sometimes. So here you go, Steve Robb. Maybe this will help you remember. Anyway, he's got a great channel. For those of you who don't know, go over check his channel out. It's just type in Steve Robb, it should bring it up. And he turns people on to other channels that he likes to watch, and some pretty good channels. If those of you like people who build stuff and work on stuff and whatnot, a lot of automotive repair type channels and whatnot. So definitely go over and check out his channel. We're gonna get back started working around here. This project is taking, like I say, this is three full days. I've been on it about 14 hours a day, and my dad's been here 12 hours a day for the last 3 days, and this is the beginning of day 4. We've used about a pallet and a half of Sackcrete, and he's going to stop by and pick up 12 more bags that we need to go on what little bit is left down there on that pallet to set the rest of these other 3 poles. But I'm going to get back working here. So thanks for watching, you guys.